Hey everyone, I'm Cas and I've been reviewing VR tech for the past 7 years. Over that time, I've tested more accessories than I can count, so today I'm sharing my top picks for the essential accessories you need for the Meta Quest 3S. From battery straps to travel cases, I've got you covered. Join me beyond reality after a big thank you to Fast Travel Games and BandSpace VR for sponsoring this part of the video. So, I've been diving into BandSpace VR lately, and let me tell you, if you've ever wanted to form a virtual band with your friends, this is the game. You can hop in and play guitar, bass, drums, or keyboard all in VR. It's like Rock Band, but you feel like you're actually on stage. Each instrument has its own note pattern, so whether you're hammering out guitar solos or logging in the rhythm on drums, there's something for everyone, and honestly, trying to keep the beat on virtual drums feels way more intense than I expected, in a good way. What's cool is you can play solo if your friends are busy, or you can grab up to 3 other people and take over one of the arenas together. And oh, they've got mod.io integration, so if the in-game tracks aren't enough, you can always download some custom songs. If you're looking for a new VR game to vibe with friends, BandSpace is definitely worth checking out. Click the link below. And now, time to get back on stage. Alright, let's start with the most essential accessory for the Quest 3S, a head strap with extra battery life. These days, I don't even bother with standalone power banks anymore because battery integrated head straps are just way more convenient and comfortable. One of my top picks is the Powerrrr S3 Pro Super Strap. It handles the higher power demands of the Quest 3S like a champ. The battery is a solid 10,000 mAh with 20 watts fast charging, which should give you around 3 to 4 hours extra playtime. Of course, that depends on what you're doing, so it might be a little less. What makes it stand out for me is the magnetic battery. It's separate from the strap, so you can easily swap it out without stopping your game. That feature alone is a game changer if you like long sessions without interruptions. You can always keep a spare battery charged and ready to go for those VR addicts like me. To charge the battery is just a simple USB-C connection, and if you want to get fancy, there's even an external charger available. The strap also has some bonus features like an adjustable forehead fan. I don't personally use it a lot, as you can hear it a little, but if you sweat a lot during VR workouts, it might come in handy. There's also a battery indicator, which is a nice to have, not something I check constantly. Comfort-wise, I like the adjustable design, which helps make it comfortable to me, but that's also kind of subjective. What it does is it takes pressure off your face by moving it more toward your forehead, which works well for me, but I get that not everyone might like that feeling. So I'll talk about another strap option later for comparison. Interestingly, the previous version of the Powerrrr did not work as well for me, but this version is a lot better. The only real downside I found is the price. It's about $90, which just isn't cheap. There are more affordable options out there by Powerrrr, but keep in mind that these cheaper batteries can't always keep your headset charged, as it doesn't have the same charging power, especially while you're playing. So if you want something reliable for long sessions, I think the Powerrrr S3 is worth the investment. If the Powerrrr strap isn't quite your style, or you're just looking for another option, then I've got another favorite of mine, the Elite battery strap. What I really like here is how it shifts the weight. Instead of all putting it on your forehead, the strap cups the back of your head. And since the battery is at the back as well, it really balances the headset well. Now the Meta Quest Elite strap with a battery is around $130 US, which is pretty expensive, but there are some great third-party alternatives. Like I've been using one from Chary design that cost about $70 US, and to be totally honest, I can't feel much of a difference between the two. Actually, I prefer the Chary design strap because it integrates the cable more cleanly. One thing to mention, there have been reports of the official Elite strap sides breaking. It hasn't happened to me personally, but it's something to be aware of, so I'm careful with it just in case. So if you're looking for a head strap that keeps things balanced and comfortable, both head straps are solid choices. Which one is better will depend on how much you use the headset in one session, and also the shape of your face to know which ones are the most comfortable. Let's talk about another essential piece of the setup, the controllers and charging the whole thing. And trust me, having the right accessory here can make a big difference. First off, rechargeable batteries are an absolute must. Whether you're using a charging charging dock or just swapping out regular rechargeable AA batteries, having backups is a lifesaver for an addicted VR gamer. It keeps you from having to pause mid-game just because your controllers ran out of juice. I always make sure I've got extras on hand so I never have to deal with that frustration. But batteries aside, the one accessory I cannot recommend enough for your controllers is the Knuckles style straps. These straps allow you to play with a much more relaxed grip, and they fasten securely using Velcro to your hands, so you can also let them go if needed. There are a lot of third-party options for knuckle straps, but here's the problem I ran into: most of them don't work with charging docks. That's because charging docks usually need a specific type of rechargeable battery, and when you add those batteries, the cover often won't fit properly anymore. So if you go with these third-party straps, you probably need to stick with regular rechargeable AA batteries that you can take out to charge separately. If that doesn't bother you, great, but for me, it ended up being a bit of an hassle. That's why I eventually went with the official MetaQuest active straps that you can buy for $40 because they actually work with the official compact charging dock that you can get for $60. It's a much neater setup, especially if you like the convenience of just dropping your controllers on a dock without worrying about fiddling with the batteries all at the same time. And you can keep those knuckle style covers on. It's clean, it's simple, you just have to use their rechargeable batteries, but you can still keep the active straps cover on, and all you have to do is place them on the charging dock and it will start charging. Plus, I've never had a problem with the headset not charging because you just plug in a cable, which is nice and simple. You can even bring this with you while traveling as it's so compact. The only downside is that I don't think it's the prettiest looking charging dock. It's just efficient. Now, if you want to look at prettier third-party controller covers and charging docks, just make sure you get ones that make swapping out the batteries easy. Some straps completely enclose the controller, making battery replacement a bit of a pain. Perhaps there are also brands that offer both the knuckle straps and a compatible charging dock, which would be cool, but then make sure that the charging pins on the charging docks are not tricky to align, because with some of the docks I've tried, I've woken up to find my headset wasn't charged because I didn't get it positioned just right. Now, once you've got your headset and accessories all set up, you'll need a good way to take it on the go. Whether you're traveling or just bring it over to a friend's place, having a travel case is just super handy. I've learned a couple of things after trying out different cases. First, make sure the case can actually fit the accessories you're using, especially if you've got a larger strap like the Elite battery strap or the Bobo VR. That thing is so big, so you need a case that's roomy enough for it. I also like when there are multiple compartments for things like extra batteries or charging cables. So one of my favorites for this is the Bobo VR C3 carrying case. It's around $60 and I love how much it can fit. Plus you can turn it into a stand for your headset, and it comes with a shoulder strap, which is more comfortable to carry around compared to some of the suitcase style cases. The downside though is that it's really designed to fit the Bobo VR strap and its accessories, so it's a bit specific. And since it's shaped exactly for the Quest 3 and 3S, it might not be that useful for future headsets as they can change the design in the future. So if you're on a budget, you might want to look for something more flexible that could work with different headsets down the road. And for that, I like the Kiwi Designs cases like this one, which they call just the carrying case. But what I like is that it has a lot more open space, so you're not locked into a specific shape. Plus, this one is very sturdy, which I also like. The only downside is that it's pretty big, so you can also take a look at their portable carrying case version if you want something smaller. Now, I've saved this last one because honestly, I did not expect to like it as much as I do. It's the official breathable facial interface for $40 US. At first, I wasn't sure it would work as well as advertised, but if you're someone who sweats or heats up quickly during intense gaming or VR workouts, this thing really helps. It's made with a mesh design, so yeah, there's a bit of light leakage, which much is a downside, but the breathability makes a difference when things start getting heated. I do have to mention that I don't tend to sweat a lot, so I might not be the best tester for this, but I guess if someone like me even can notice that it's less hot with this, that should be a good thing as well. So the fabric adapts to your face pretty well and is comfortable during longer sessions. Plus, it's super easy to clean because it has a silicone material facial pad that you can just easily wipe down, which is always a plus for me. I usually swap out the face cover for a silicone one anyway with any headset, like those from VR Cover, but they have been a bit quiet lately. Hopefully, they will still release more options soon. Now, one thing I don't personally recommend are those separate face covers like this one from AMVR that you can take on and off. I find it to be more of a hassle. That one does come with a nose flap though, so if you're bothered by light leakage around your nose, it might help. And you know, it is a lot cheaper and it does do its job. But for me, I just prefer swapping out the whole interface rather than fiddling with pieces. Oh, and keep in mind, Quest 3 face covers do not fit the Quest 3S. So until we get more options on the market, this official breathable face cover is my go-to for now. And that wraps up all the essentials for your Quest 3S. I've dropped links to everything down below, so feel free to check those out and let me know what you're planning to pick up or if there's anything I missed that you think I should have added. Now, the last thing I want to mention is that I've talked a lot about all these accessories as essentials, but I totally get that it can add up and get expensive. So if you're on a budget, I would say the battery strap is 100% the most important. It makes the biggest difference in comfort and extended playtime. The rest, well, they can wait. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you found this helpful, as that supports us a lot. Love y'all.